Hi everybody, my name is Elizabeth and I am a nerd and I love researching things before I, finally make decisions. And so this whole video is going to be about my acne journey, and I'm going to probably continue making these throughout my treatment. And it's also for myself. If anything else, probably will be the only viewer of this video, but just to see the progression of basically my face and the skin that I'm in. So I'm making this video because I have watched several, but I didn't find any that were like sit down chats, here's what's happened, because I am on Accutane. I'm actually on day 21 of it. Unfortunately, I didn't kind of start this until midway through. But the more I dive into it and the more I read blogs and go on message boards, the more I'm getting overwhelmed with the medicine that I've chosen to be treated on. So I feel like for anyone out there that kind of is what the heck am I really getting into? I just want to kind of share my acne journey and why I'm on this medication, if you can relate. And then hopefully, also I'll tell you a little bit about how, getting the acne treatment was actually quite difficult. The last year that I had clear, non-acne ridden skin was when you're in 7th grade, and here I am, freshman in college, and I'm still, dwelling on the fact that I didn't have clear skin. Because 8th grade hit, and, that's when you get the pimples. And throughout this time too, another huge thing that I think contributed to my skin just being all over the place was swimming. And I think that, a lot of what we attributed my skin problems to was, well, she's in the pool 3 to 4 hours a day, and I was doing extra workouts that were outside of the pool and sweating a lot. So we always just kind of wrote off this entire time is well, she's in the water with chlorine and acid and shock and all these other chemicals. Of course, her skin's gonna not be good, but it's fine, it'll clear up. Sophomore year is when we started trying to do something. A couple of my friends actually went on Accutane sophomore year. I didn't really pay attention to it. I didn't think that I needed such strong medication. So we went to a dermatologist. I said, Mom, please help me. And she said, you know what, fine. We probably should just try something. And my parents both, I talked to them about this too, they didn't have bad skin when they were, my age. So they didn't know really what to go off of. We had tried, regular Neutrogena, we had tried Clean and Clear, we had tried Burt's Bees, we tried Body Shop washes, which all kind of helped a little bit, but then it would just flare right back up. So she took me to a dermatologist, and it was not helpful. This dermatologist saw me for maybe 5 minutes, and she just said, oh, try this cream. And so, my life depended on it, I was putting this cream on twice a day, every day, for 3 months, and nothing happened. And it was disappointing, to say the least. So we just kind of stopped doing the whole dermatologist thing. Now we're gonna go into junior year, 17 years old, so 3 years of crappy face. And that's when things started getting really stressful. Drinking a whole lot of water, I tried that. I remember my junior year, I started doing that whole 2 or 3 gallons a day, and I was my skin's gonna clear up. Nothing happened. It kept getting worse. I started getting bumps right here, and they were hard bumps. And I think that my skin just gradually got worse. Every year there was just a new area that was affected. And that's when I really started feeling self-conscious about myself. Senior year rolled around, which is the year that no one really cares. And then I made some amazing friends, actually most of my best friends that I still talk to, I made my senior year. By then, I don't think any of my friends had any acne. At all. And I still had acne everywhere. It's, now it's not just on my face, it was starting to come on my neck, starting to come on my shoulders, and it was just not a good situation. And it was not a good mix. So finally, I go to college. I've gotten involved in a couple clubs and organizations, and here I am, 19 years old. Very few people I see now that have quite strong acne, very few. So I said, Mom, like, this is something I want, this is something I need. And my mom, being a supportive person, being my rock, was like, yes, we'll fix this, okay? We've moved to a new state, new beginning, and you want new skin. And I was like, yes, that's like all I want. So she found a dermatologist, and she drove up one day to go to this doctor. And she looked at my skin, and she didn't say it this way, but this is how my brain processes and remembers it. But she looked at me and she said, honey, there's no face wash in the world. There is no cream that's ever gonna fix your face. She didn't say that mean, but that's what she said to me. And I love her to death. So I said, great, what do I do? And she said, well, I immediately want to go to Accutane. And I was like, that's the magic words. I need this miracle drug that everyone talks about. If you need to get rid of your acne, you take Accutane. And I was like, great, what do I have to do? Like, can we start? Let's go. And she said, sorry, we have to take a while to get this drug. And I was like, why? And she went, because without insurance, Accutane, at least for me in this part of America, is like apparently $2,000 a pop, like per month of treatment, and it's like a 4 to 6 month period for most people. And she's like, we have to take some steps. And I was like, great, what steps do we need to take? She said, so what we need to do is you're gonna do a topical ointment. And I was like, oh gosh. And she went, I know, but it's basically like a repeat of what I did when I was 16 years old. And then she said, after that, we're gonna do 2 months of antibiotics, because you have to do 3 different treatments, one topical, 2 bacterial, for a total of 3 treatments, before, like, to prove to the insurance that you've tried everything before you can get on Accutane. And I was like, okay, you know what, I'll do it, I'll play their game. So we did the topical ointment for a month. All it did, and it was like tretinoin cream, I can't tell you what it is, it's exactly, I just remember it saying tretinoin. I did that for a month, and all it did was basically make everything that touched my skin feel like fire, which was a pleasant experience, to say the least. And then the next one I did were 2 antibiotic treatments. Took them twice a day, every day. No improvement, no change whatsoever witnessed. So finally the day came. For you to start Accutane, it's important to know that when you are eligible to do it, doesn't mean you can start it right away. She said, first of all, you need to take a pregnancy test because you're a woman, and apparently there are like really severe problems. Like on every single pill, I'll even get my pills out. I'll show you what it does. So here's my magical medicine, but like on every single pill that you open, it has like a "don't get pregnant" on it, which I thought was kind of funny. That they put on like every single pill, and there's like booklets, and you have to do a whole lot of like there's an iPledge program, so you have to like log on and like pledge, not like you have to put in either 2 forms of birth control, or like for me, I don't have to, because not at risk for becoming pregnant if you catch the baseball I'm throwing at you. So I just have to put in that, and then I have to take like a quiz every month after my doctor's appointment to like know, like to confirm that I know what the side effects are and like what I can and can't take with it, like small, like trivial questions that everybody can answer. So I had to take a pregnancy test, and then she said you have to get these labs done, and I was like, what? And so I had to go get like baseline tests for, I believe, I want to say it would be my baseline lipid count and something to do with cholesterol, so that they can monitor and make sure that there isn't like any significant change with my like normal body functions while on this. So I was like, whoa, this drug sounds pretty intense. Like my friends in high school did not tell me about this. And she said there's 6 kinds. There is one where it's water soluble. That means that the tablet, like this thing, is able to dissolve in water, or just like on its own, kind of like an Advil. You don't have to take anything with it. You just take some water, take the Advil, it's fine. But she said then the other 5 that are like available for me, or like for my treatment, I don't know how many there are total, but just for me, they're fat soluble. And I was like, oh gosh, okay. like, does that make a difference? And she said, no, you want the water soluble one. And I went, okay, why? And she said, you have to take a significant amount of fat if you have a fat soluble one. And I was like, okay, hit me with your best shot. Like, what do you need? For one 30 milligram tablet, I have to take 45 grams of fat with it for it to effectively dissolve in my body. For people that don't know, 45 grams of fat is basically like max what you should be eating in one day. So she ordered the water soluble one to go to this pharmacy, which they said, sorry, your insurance like only like covers it to make it $200 a month, or you can take the fat soluble one and it's $16. And so I called my parents and I said, okay, here's the deal. You can either pay $200 a month or $16 a month, and I'll just have to eat a lot of Chick-fil-A. Obviously, what was the Chick-fil-A option? So now for those bad boys, I have to take 45 grams of fat for each 30 milligram tablet. So I take that twice a day. After 21 days of being on this medication, I have noticed weight gain. I looked online, I did some research, and you know, doctors are probably gonna scream at me and being like, you need to follow the directions, do exactly as you're told, which I'm generally all for. But I found online that you can do gram for gram or gram for milligram. So since they're 30 milligram tablets, you can do 30 grams of fat. It might not be as effective, but it still will kind of like do what it wants. But instead of it maybe being like a 4-month treatment, it might be 5 to 6 months. But that's kind of like what I've had to do starting Accutane. I just wanted to go in a little more. This is probably a really long video. Good Lord, I'm gonna have to edit all this. I'm on my 21st day. This is what my face looks like. I don't know if anyone can like see that. I'm not a vlogger or a, like I said, YouTuber, but as you can see, this is what my face looks like normally. I did my hair to try and compensate. I also did my eyebrows, but I mentioned that earlier. To compensate for the craziness that's on my face. I'm 21 days in and I've been watching online videos, and after 1 month you can see a significant change in their face. I hope that maybe in 9 days miracles happen. Yeah, I just kind of felt like maybe there's change and I'm not seeing it, and that's why I'm making this video. But yeah, here's what's happening. I will tell you, 20 days in, after like 10 days, first of all, when they say, and dermatologists will tell you this, and if it's a decent pharmacist, they'll tell you this too. They're like, oh, your lips are getting chapped. And I've dealt with chapped lips. I know what they feel like. And I was like, yeah, no, that's fine. I'll be good. Don't worry about it. I have Vaseline and I have chapstick. Like, it'll be fine. They're like, no, you're gonna need to like buy stock in it. And I was like, you're crazy. They were not crazy. I was the crazy one for thinking that my lips knew what it meant to be chapped. I was sorely mistaken. Since like day 5, like after it kind of really started setting in, my lips have been chapped. They just peel constantly. It doesn't stop. Another thing I've noticed is don't wear foundation while on this medicine if you can help it. Which sounds really counterproductive given that most people taking this probably wear makeup all the time because of their acne. Try to find or warn people before, if you're really that self-conscious, that you're gonna not be wearing any foundation for at least a month. I've found very few foundations to be moisturizing, like to the extent that you need it to be on your face, so it will just flake. It trust me, I would rather not have foundation on my face than to have it on there and then have it just like basically flake off like clay. So that's my recommendation. Also, day 21, my entire nose has peeled. So y'all, if you get a runny nose, if you get a cold, do not use anything other than a lotion infused Kleenex. I have been using currently to tie me over until the parents and I can go shopping for basically everything that I've read on blogs, which I will keep you updated on. But so far I have gotten, oh goodness, I can't find it now. I think I've used Crabtree and Evelyn hand cream. Your skin kind of does go a little crazy everywhere, so I use like really nice hand cream. Let's see, another thing I've used is Vaseline aloe vera. It's a lifesaver. You can even put this on your face. I never dreamed of putting body lotion on my face. I was like, that's a sin, but it actually helps. And then the other thing that I would say is I use Vaseline like no tomorrow at night, especially. I use Neosporin for if I have any like raw places on my skin, and then EOS lip balms. I think I have it in here. Yes, here it is. This never leaves me. It never leaves my side. It is in my bed before I go to bed. When I wake up, I reach for that in my phone, and it goes either in my backpack if I'm going to class, or it goes in my purse if I'm going somewhere that has nothing to do with academics. So you can use chapstick. I just am a firm believer in EOS because it's just so easy, very creamy formula. I want to believe this is a vanilla flavor. I like the creamy ones. I know they have the clear ones now, but I think the thicker, creamier ones, trust me, thicker and creamier the better. And then the last thing I'm going to tell you about is I have had greasy hair my entire life. I've had to wash my hair with like Paul Mitchell clarifying, and I know hairdressers are going to scream at me, but trust me, I've been to multiple hairdressers and they all agree it was the best decision for me. Paul Mitchell clarifying hair shampoo and the just original original conditioner. Now I have gotten dandruff for the first time in my entire life and I don't even know how to handle it. But do not itch your scalp. It's like the worst thing you can do. You will get dandruff. I read online, don't wash your hair more than twice a week, which I generally wash it 3 to 4 times a week, especially if I work out. But do not wash it like soap and suds more than 3 or 4 times a week. Shower more than 3 to 4 times. I would recommend showering every day, but dry shampoo is definitely going to be on my list for like new best friend too. But if you are already on that like grind of 2 times a week, then you're ahead of the game. That so far is like what I've gathered from Accutane. I'm 21 days in. Hopefully the next time I do this, which I think I might do this weekly, depending on how crazy my college schedule is, I'll keep you updated, products I'm using, things that are happening to my skin, because I would have loved to have had this kind of go through, you know, before I started this medicine. So people would always ask me, if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? For me, I always said, I wish I could change my skin. I hate the skin I'm in. And hopefully this drug will do it. But I also realized is that your best friends, they don't care about what you look like. They never notice because they were more worried about who I was on the inside than on the outside. So this isn't a vlog or a walkthrough of, look, my life is so much better because I have clear skin. It's more of a, here's what happened when I got clear skin. And I hope that anyone watching this that's unsure, it either solidifies your decision to or to not do the Accutane treatment. But also remember to love who's on the inside of your skin and not just the skin on the outside.